Good day and welcome back to Issues in Education. We are at EDspaces 2019 and joining me today is Steve Jende from Interface, right here in his own hometown.
It is,
right here in Wisconsin.
yes.
So thanks for being here. Excited to hear about what you guys are doing around sustainable classroom spaces, sustainable schools, sustainable products, and just hear a little bit of that mission and story that you guys bring to the table.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for having me,
Sure.
by the way. Thrilled to talk about what Interface stands for as a manufacturer in the flooring industry.
Yep.
We've always looked at our role as it's mission critical to deliver high quality products
Sure.
that perform at a valuable price to the client. But we always have done more. And it really started, our mission started in the 90s. Ray Anderson, who was our founder, read a book called The Ecology of Commerce,
Yeah.
changed his life, changed the direction of the company. Very quickly, in the mid-90s, we determined that we wanted to set a goal to be the first company by all its deeds, including all of our suppliers,
Yeah.
to be totally sustainable.
Wow.
And we set the goal for 2020.
Yep.
We called it Mission Zero.
Yep.
And here we are, almost to
I know. I was going to
2020,
say we were running out of clock here, right?
and it's amazing what we've been able to do.
Yeah.
Closing the loop, but going far beyond just being able to bring the product back and recycle it. We can do that, and
Sure.
we've been doing that for a long time.
Yep.
We literally can recycle nylon into nylon, backing into backing, which is true recycling.
Yeah.
But beyond that, we want to go farther. And one of Ray Anderson, again, our founder, who had this vision, one of his biggest things was to be restorative. How do we go beyond our walls, beyond our company, and help the environment and other organizations? And we've been leading other organizations. Many of the most environmentally directed companies in the world have looked to Interface for guidance over the last few decades. But ultimately, what we're finding is that being restorative, you've got a lot of ways to do that.
Okay.
And the number one issue that's facing our planet, our human existence, is the amount of carbon in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
There's never been a point in history that is measurable where there's been more carbon in the atmosphere.
Yeah. 350, 400 parts per million, it just keeps going, right?
It keeps going higher and higher. So many people are talking about, let's reduce our emissions.
Right.
And I always say, that's like saying, I want to be less bad.
Yeah.
How about we become good?
Yep.
And so our organization, not at all taking the eye off the ball of Mission Zero and being totally sustainable, but now seeing this new greater goal of climate take-back, literally extracting carbon from the atmosphere, turning it into a solid, and placing it in our products.
All right, you're going to have to talk me through the science of how that's going to work.
Well, there's a lot of detail to it, but where we've started is understanding the science. We did that about 4 or 5 years ago as we led into making our public pledge that we were going to actually have products that took carbon back. We've actually proven a couple years ago that it could be done, third-party tested and verified, and now we have products being made in our manufacturing facility in Europe today that actually, by the fact that it's been made, the product proves there's less carbon in the atmosphere. We're about to roll that out in the US.
Yeah.
It'll happen next summer. And the exciting news is that it will be available on all styles. Keep in mind, especially for the school market, they still need value.
Yep.
They still need performance. They need durability. They need cleanability. None of that goes away. All it does is has that added incentive that the material in the product itself includes a solidified carbon.
Okay. I think it's interesting. I think this is a story that our students would love to hear, right? It's one thing to take it to your customers, one thing to bring it to EDspaces, but I think that students could begin to demand in a way that says, we want our schools to be restorative. How can we do that? right? It goes beyond let's collect a bunch of water bottles. Like, hey, we're designing this new space. Is there a company out there that could actually help us on this mission? Because it's silver buckshot, right? We can't do one thing. We've got to do it all.
Yeah.
And I think that's a compelling story to take directly to students. Thoughts?
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt that every new generation comes with new expectations. Yeah. And I think we're seeing the young generation of today make demands on doing things for the environment.
Yeah.
Specifically, climate is a hot topic.
Yeah.
And the youth of today wants answers. They want a direction. Interface has always believed in leading by example. Probably one of the first restorative programs we ever came out with was a reclamation of nylon in different parts of the world.
Okay.
And fishing net material is an example of a pure nylon material that's prevalent in all aspects, all areas of the planet. And we worked in the Philippines to actually work with local fishing villages to get them to remove nylon from their waterway and from the beaches, because it would be old nets that were discarded because they were no good anymore, ending up on the beaches. Anyway, that program recycled nylon. They were paid money to pull it from the water or take it from the beach and put it into a recycling program. And there's more to the story, but that led by example. Other companies around the world started using reclaimed plastic in their products, specifically fishing nets.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Well, we hope the same thing happens with what we're doing today. So back to the students.
Sure.
We want to give them hope.
Yeah.
There's some surveys that have been done about that hope. Mm-hmm. So there's no doubt that there's a high level of anxiety in the adult world, but even a higher level of anxiety in the youth world, the student level world. And we want them to know that there are companies like ours leading the way and doing something fantastic. So we're super excited about the fact that next summer we're going to be rolling out products where they see it can be done. Because the product was made, there's less carbon in the atmosphere.
I think that's an incredible way to end. Let's let it there. Thank you, Steve, for joining us here on Issues in Education. And we hope that all of us that are paying attention to this are not only thinking about the big issues like climate change, but thinking about these companies that can also continue to have a social mission to help change our planet. Thanks, Steve.
Thanks for having me.
You bet.